Hello, welcome back to Otter Pop Culture. Today we're going over the EP by JoJo called Trying Not to Think About It. This album, or this album, I wish it was an album because it should be, it deserves the respect of being a full-on album. I don't know why it's called an EP. I know it had to do with her depression in one section of last year, but this EP feels like an album. It's too powerful to just be called an EP. Like, I would put it right next to Good to Know as how powerful these songs are. So if you don't know how I feel about this album, you already know so far, but we're gonna go into it. So this album is amazing. I love JoJo. I followed her through the whole direction of Mad Love and Good to Know, even though I didn't review it, which is I don't know where my mind was when I didn't review it, but I really loved it. I thought it was nice. I feel like this is even a next level up because it's letting you into her thoughts even more. I feel like the Good to Know is like confidence and owning it and control. And this one's more like I'm letting you into what I felt in this period of time and putting it all down. And I love that. So let's get into it. So the song, by the way, I'm gonna go through pretty much every song because I like pretty much every song. So patience with this video. It's going to be a long video. So starting off with the first song called World of Sunshine, which is the intro. This feels like sarcasm. It feels like complete sarcasm of just like starting an album that's called, or an EP called Try Not to Think About It, and then his first song's called World of Sunshine. I was like, I get it. You're throwing some sarcasm because it's like, welcome to my world of sunshine where it's rainbows and butterflies. Today is gonna be a good day, like to get up and out of my bed, step outside and be surprised at what you're finding. You deserve a day outside your head. I believe that's true. I think that's a mix between like telling you you need to get out there, like get outside, get some sun. It's going to be a good day. Inspirational with a side of starting off in the beginning was sarcasm and just like wait to hear the next song. But anyway, speaking of the next song called Anxiety, Berlinda's theme. Berlinda is the personalization of her anxiety, her depression and her anxiety. The person in the demon in her head that tells her shit, that tells her she's not good enough, she's not this, and all these things. So this song is pretty much breaks all of that down. It was intended to be on the Good to Know album that came out in 2020, but it seems like it fits better here, which is I completely agree. This one it's just so great. It says, I wish I could shut you off, keep you mute. I wish I knew the difference between your voice and mine. And then it goes into, you only show up when it's inconvenient, always talking loud, filling my head with lies, keeping me home, keeping me from leaving. You just love to take my time. Complete breakdown of anxiety. It completely is that. And I myself feels that way when I get anxiety, especially with social anxiety. It's insane. Going into the next one, which is dissolve. This one I kind of had to break down a bit because I don't really know if dissolve means like she's fading away from the relationship or is she still talking about herself. So I will say I love the upright bass that goes throughout the whole song. It almost like leans into jazz, but doesn't pull you all the way into jazz. And I really love that. It's a nice little hint. One part I really like is, I just want to know if you really ever love me at all, because everything is different now, and it makes me feel like I could dissolve. Is that about herself? She's asking herself if she loves herself, or is she in a relationship where she's like, I need to know if you love me or not. But then it goes in the beginning, it says, don't want to be all up or get up all in your face. I'm the one who needs change. I just want to dissolve for a minute. I'm not sure which one it says because it feels like it was bad to dissolve when it comes to, because with everything changes, it makes me want to dissolve. And then at the same time, she wants to dissolve for a minute. I don't really know. I couldn't really get that direction, but I like the song and I love her vocals and I love that power inside her vocals too. So good. The vibe is everything. Going into the next one, which is an intro, Good Enough. This one is pretty much wanting to be good enough, but she questions herself throughout the whole time. Just like looking at myself is, it's infuriating. I hate it because I stopped myself from even participating. engaging in conversations is draining, happen daily, like I'm sideways. So it seems like communicating, being out there, being social is exhausting, and to her, and to the point where she realizes, though, but she thinks, she's like, all I think about is whether I'm good enough. And it's just like, is it good enough? Are you good enough? Perfect, good enough, getting good enough, so much to prove, so much to lose. And so true. It's just that kind of thing where you're still questioning whether you're good enough and where you see yourself as good enough. I feel like there's so much to show that you're good enough, but there's so much to lose I've just lost where I was going with this. There's so much to lose and so much to gain by exposing yourself. You can gain a lot by showing who you truly are, but at the same time, if that's who you truly are, or if they reject you, then it just feels like you just lost something. But she ends it with this: don't let the world make you lose sight. All that you need is time. Love that. A nice little encouragement at the end. And then at the end, she gives us a little breathing exercise, which I love. She's like, breathe in with me, and we do. I literally did do it. I completely did it. I thought it was perfect. Going into the next one, which is BID. By the way, these are still songs I started next to that I really like. I love this chill production. The production's amazing. It's its own little space. This one talks about the idea of making the person feel comfortable. And it doesn't seem like it's about just like a partner. It's honestly, it feels like a friend. She's talking to a big box of people, not just a lover. It's a friend, it's a family member. It seems like she just wants to make whoever the person she's talking to, feel comfortable, not to be themselves. And she has that patience and that space for that too. And she says this thing that I really love in the lyric is, seems like most people I know hold everything in just because they don't want to be judged, rather be left untouched. So you can breathe next to me, and you should never feel like you're less than who you are. I love that. Once again, another one that ends with a nice little encouragement, but it's also so factual with the whole, people hide a lot of things, and I think a lot has to do with being judged and scared of being knowing if this is who you are, if that's good enough for other people. And then it goes into, but yeah, pretty much, I really love this one. It's so true. I think, especially with social media going on, it feels like everybody is judge, prosecutor, executor, everything is going on. So it's even high stakes to make sure that you're coming correct to everybody. Going into the next one, which is Feel Alright. This one talks about the idea of being with somebody because they helped you in the most vulnerable time, when you were in a complete, just vulnerable space. And now that you're not, you realize, do I want to stay in this because now I'm just am I wasting his time by being in this? Because now I don't feel that. I feel stronger now, but I don't know if I'm keeping this love just for keeping it sake, because I'm comfortable. She says, willing and able to walk away, but it's comfortable. Do I love you this much, or is it just something to do? And then she says, I go numb, and then I turn the other cheek just to feel all right. And I feel like she knows that this relationship is comfortable for her, but she knows that in the same time, she's not thinking of it as a whole with everybody else as one. She says, I wouldn't tell you to come over just to hold me if I wasn't so scared of being lonely. And I feel like that's very interesting, because it seems like she's saying exactly that. She's like, I am dependent on that emotional support. And I don't know if that's, if all that I'm supposed to live in to actually have this actually be a full-on loving relationship. I was vulnerable, and that's how you got on my skin. Yeah, it's pretty much that, and I really love that song. Going into the next one, this one was produced by Nikki Flores, which I know her from Jason. The song called Jason by the Midnight. So I love that fact. I didn't know that she produced this. This is really cool. So going to this one, Fresh New Sheets. This one talks about pretty much the idea of pretty much turning down love so that she can kind of deal and heal over her heartbreak. And I feel like she says, oh, one lyric I really like. She says, well, actually, lyrics, the full on like chorus of this, but let me break this down. So she says, I got these fresh new sheets. You said you can come, you're free to come and break them in with me. Sound good when I said it, but but maybe that's not what I need. I get so attached, and then the come down's bad, and then I end up hating myself because even though I love your touch, I know it's way too much. So it seems like she's still in a fragile place of heartbreak where she doesn't really know. She's still reeling over it. So she knows that if another person comes in, she's just going to get attached, and all that feeling's going to attach onto this person. And then that's not really healthy, because you need to divide those two together to actually have a full on healthy relationship with the different person without all that baggage coming in with you. Even though baggage always eventually does, but at least if you healed from it, or you healed enough from it, then it's not going to affect too much of the relationship. Going into the next one, which is an interlude about sugar and carbs. This one talks about it's a very short interlude, just talking about when I feel bad, I get some cookies, eat it in bed. It's great. I think it's a really innocent, great kind of little break, thing to say, and I completely relate. Going to the next one, spiral seasoning. I'm sure that's a thing. So this one is a song about pretty much just her knowing that she's feeling depressed and going to spiraling out into that direction. And she kind of breaks down certain things like lover girl, loving everything but herself, pedestals of everyone, but she's on a shelf, emotional. Oh, I wrote that really sloppy. Comatose. That's what it was. And then she says, usually people compliment my positivity, but my sanity ain't always there for me. And so I feel, she's like, it's like that when you're your biggest enemy. I really love that. It just breaks down all the bit of this whole album, what it's about. Going into the next one I really like is Worse, I Assume. And this one pretty much just talks about assuming the worst in love due to the fact that her heart break. And so everything is still fresh. And so she does, and that's what I'm talking about, the baggage, which is what she was trying to avoid with news sheets, but I guess it must have came through. So she says, even though I know I thought I was right, I was going off that night. Sometimes I'm not that nice, even though I'm not that type. And then she's like, I do it all the time, thinking that you can read my fucking mind. Very interesting. I think that it's completely acknowledged and just like, yes, it has to do with completely me. And I'm using all of this things and insecurities I had from the past is definitely being seeped into this. And she's trying to apologize for it. And she's trying to show that it's not really who she is, but it's all that it's still part of what she's healing from, it seems like. Oh, she says, I assume that you're going to do some shit that might break my heart, so I keep my guard up. And she says, my past and my scars still make it hard. Finally, we go into the last song, which is Lift, which is pretty much talking about she needs extra help from getting better because she feels like she's done all these other things that have to get some sun. Actually, let me just read where it's at. It could be season blah 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 blah. I wrote a lot on here. She's like, I keep meditating, UV on my skin, going through all the motions, but it's not kicking in. So it seems like all those things that you've been told to do, meditate, do all those things, sometimes doesn't really work. And sometimes you need an extra boost and need not somebody else like lover, because I think that's much more toxic. I think you need friends and therapy and other kind of directions that kind of help you kind of get through. And I think that's what she's saying. She's kind of asking for a helping hand to help her do better. But the end of it, she says, bluebird in the wall at my window. I wonder if she knows that I'm doing so well that I got myself help. So if you're feeling low, don't be hard on yourself. Love that end with an inspirational piece. So it ends with, I'm doing my work, and I know it's forever going. It's a constant thing to do, but in the end of it, I know I'm getting better and better and better as it goes. I completely give this album a 10 out of 10. I think it's really amazing. album. I know it's not an album, it's an EP, but still. Leave a comment below, tell me what you thought. If you have some side things that you want to talk about, please leave in the comment. If you like this, stumbled over there. If you like this, video, hit the like, subscribe button, and a notification bell too so you get more of my videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.